This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Campbell Hatton. It's fight week. Campbell, how are you doing?
Yeah, just getting this bit out the way, the waiting around, is just dead excited to go now.
I was about to say, today's a bit of a quiet day really. I know you've had your media events to take part in earlier. You might go and have a bit of light training session shortly, but how do you kind of deal with today? Because I'm sure you're like most fighters, you just want to get to Saturday night.
Yeah, it's just really eager to get going, so this bit really drags, but through my camps I always keep things very regimented, where I'll eat at the same times every day, like just to get me through. Like obviously making weights, no one likes it, do they? So if I do the same things each day, the days go a little bit quicker because I'm counting the minutes down to the next thing coming up. But it's not far off now.
For somebody so young and who there is a lot of pressure on your shoulders, obviously because of your family name and what your family's achieved in the sport, just on the aspect of making weight, obviously everybody knows your dad used to balloon up and down in between fights. So for you, how do you find it trying to stay to somewhat of a strict regiment so you don't do so yourself?
Yeah, me and my dad are very similar. Like I like going out when I can and having a few bits of rubbish to eat, but I just think I know what I'd rather be doing at the minute. There's plenty of time for that, and while I've got this momentum and fighting so regular, why spoil it? So I have a little treat after the fight and then get straight back to it then. And I've sort of been that regular where I've not had, like, making weight's been really comfortable for me because I've not had a chance to put any on really. So just maintaining fitness all year round at the minute, getting as many fights under my belt as I can.
Campbell, from your debut until this point, how much do you feel you've improved in the ring, and how much do you think the audience, whether they've been at the venues or they've watched you on TV, have seen the improvements?
Yeah, I think there has been, each fight's got a little bit better. I think I think the composure side of things is the main thing, where I'm getting more and more relaxed, and obviously this is the biggest card by far that I've been on, and I still feel more relaxed this week than my debut and any of my other fights. So I think each time, I think this will be again my best performance yet. I think we'll show more improvements. I think stepping it up to 6 rounds is going to make the difference, because I think with the 4s I've sort of felt like I had to rush because I thought panicking, thinking I'm running out of time, and I think now we're stepping it up to 6, we'll see a bit more on the night to what I'm like in the gym, because I've not shown 20% of where I am yet. So I think as I've got more time, I think this time I'll show a big improvement.
Is that an acknowledgement you've made yourself? You mentioned when it's been 4 rounds, you felt a little bit eager to try and force things. Certainly that was the kind of the thought from back home and over social media from your first fight, and you seem to have settled down as your career has progressed. But is that something you acknowledged in the 4 rounders? You have been maybe a bit more rushing into things, trying to make opportunities arise in fights which might not have been there?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, and I've sort of been matched with people that are going to get the rounds out as well. So I've sort of thought, because they've been quite negative and moved well, so they've not been there to get it, not really engaged. So I have felt like I've got to force things, but as we're stepping the rounds up now, I think I'll have more time, and like over 4 rounds, it's quite easy for an opponent to stay away for 4 rounds and not get involved. But with that extra couple, you can chip away a bit more, and I think the opportunity is gonna come eventually, so you don't have to rush things.
Has it played on your mind not having a stoppage to your name yet?
Obviously, when I'm in there and I've got excited when I've had success, and I think that's been my own downfall really. I think like what we said with the 4 rounders is that because I'm rushing things, that's why it's not come. But I'm not too worried about it. This lad's not been stopped and looks like he's going to be fit and strong. So I think as we step the rounds up, they'll come, and as the opponents get more ambitious, we'll start seeing them. But I need rounds more than I need the stoppage. at this stage of my career. So, like I say, if it comes, it comes.
You've been fortunate to be able to box on big shows so far throughout your career, but one thing people have maybe questioned is because it's such an early stage, and once again, when people talk about your uncle Matt and then obviously your father Ricky, because of the expectation and pressure on you, would it be better to maybe pull you onto the smaller shows? What's your take on that? Do you feel that's a fair point, or do you disagree and think you belong to box on the likes of a Joshua-Usyk on Saturday night and amongst the other shows you've boxed on so far?
I think there's positives and negatives to it, where the positives of putting me on a smaller show would be there's less eyes, less pressure, but I think I've done it now. I think that'd have worked if we'd have started off like that, but I think now I'm getting used to it. I don't think that's as much of a problem now, so it won't reap the same benefits. And if you ask any fighter out there, I don't care who they are, do you want to box on this AJ show or a small all show, which one are they going to pick?
I'm sure we all know the answer to that one, Campbell. Just talk to me about your opponent for Saturday night, Sonny Martinez. What do you know about him? What are you expecting from him?
Yeah, there's only a little bit out there. It looks like he should be pretty strong. He was meant to be fighting someone else on the same night, so I'm guessing he should be fit because he's been preparing for that one, and then obviously he's changed to this one, and he's boxed a little bit heavy, so I'm hoping he comes and has a go, but time will tell. I'm prepared either way.
Obviously, just get your thoughts as well on the headline event, Joshua-Usyk. What's your take on their unified world heavyweight title clash?
Yeah, I think early it'll be tricky for AJ. I think it's be the hardest fight of his career, definitely, and Usyk's a top fighter, but I think AJ's boxing's underrated and his shot selection. I don't think he'll catch him with much clean early, but the ones that do, I think, will have an instant impact and be energy sapping on him. And I think towards the end of the fight, Usyk's going to be absolutely knackered because the size and power of AJ. So I think late stoppage.
And then just to get your thoughts as well, obviously last night we saw the head-to-head between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb-Plant. Got a little heated to say the least. Obviously ending with that cut underneath Caleb-Plant's right eye. Don't know why I pointed at my left. Campbell, what was your take on seeing that?
You can't be confident going into it now. Couldn't even catch him with a sly one. And he's had a pasting. Had a pasting already. It's what you get for starting with the gingers. But yeah, Martinez might cop for the same if he sticks one on young Chesney over here.
I mean, psychologically, if you're in that situation and you're Caleb-Plant and you have been caught like that, you've got a cut, what does go through your mind then?
Like I say, he can't be confident. He's tried snaking one on him there, and he's come off worse. So God knows what he's going to end up like when Alvarez is expecting it.
Campbell, we'll leave it there now because now you've got to shoot off and you've got a quick training session to get through. So I appreciate your time, mate. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, pal.